oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a triple, it's a quad header for today. 4 matches back to back, different leagues, but this is going to be the same exact one. Hola, ¿cómo estás? That was pretty bad. I speak better French. But I'm Sino. How are you guys doing today? I know I'm doing absolutely fucking amazing. Hope you guys are having a great night. I know I am. An absolute cinematic masterpiece in that previous map. Absolute upset for the ages. But without further ado, I'll stop yapping. I'll get out of your face. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put on some very interesting glasses and get straight to business. Give me a second here as the bands are glitched. That is fun. The band's glitched out. You just gotta love PC hosting. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is either going to lead in verbal bans or a rehost. I really hope it's not the latter. Ooh, this is going to be fun. I mean, a rehost would be even more fun, you know? I really don't want to contradict myself, but as it stands, Border, 1st to 7, the question is who's more passionate about it. Sin, a current rebrand. The other Sin has now stacked the roster, rebranded to the Order, and brought in a little bit of an OG timepiece. If you guys remember the Order, you know they were goddamn disgusting. Little bit of organization direction, you know, the same one I'm under. They've brought in a different team. They have Jeff Sicko. They have all the right players. They have Mason, Destroy. They have everybody that's needed. So, looks like the gang got back together. As it stands, entry throughout East and Break Room is going to be the name of the game. Pseudo to find first blood, as he is going to be the person who just got subbed in. No idea who the other guy was, but all I know is he wasn't supposed to be playing. Second kill, a response, and that'll be a 4v3 as Pseudo is going to continue and build upon the clinic he's starting to find. It's really, really agitating me, the fact that there are no bans on the screen. But as it stands, both teams look to continue and build off of the pressure they have for themselves. ITQC does play very, very aggressive in security, as I have seen previously, but the biggest problem is you don't have the head holes or the feed holes to be able to back up. You don't have anything to substantiate the claims of playing aggressive, and that boogie drone's gonna put you in a horrible spot, but you're too smart. That'll be a 3v3 as he continues to look to build off of it, but it'll be left at level, and he'll just seek asylum right back into the site with 1:10 left on the clock. 3v3, 1c4 remains for that denial as the attackers look to just waltz on in throughout the site, but they can't find nothing quite yet. Looking to find one pick. Whoever can find this next one is going to decide the fate of this game. And it looks like Sense just waltzes on in. Finds one, the second, and can he find that third? He's surgical with his headshots, and can he put that 8-cock cursor right over ITQC's head? As you're left in a 1v3 situation, you're left in an impossible spot, and that'll be game and round. As first will go towards Armani. What a beautiful first round. And a technical pause will follow for the remaining technical bans, or verbal bans. What a beautiful round. I mean, ponder upon yourselves while I figure out what the hell's going on as we wait for the remaining bans. One side has already banned 2 operators, and the next have. And 4, I do appreciate the raid. Buddy beat me to it. If I wasn't doing a quad, would have hit him right back with it. But everybody go check out 4. If I have a mod in here, give him a shout out, and let's get it going while we wait for these guys to pick their bans. As we do have the bans finally completed, just a final check to make sure nobody is going to pick those operators, and it will be all done but confirmed. The bans, ladies and gentlemen, will shortly pop up on your screen after my lazy ass plugs them in. And there you go. I mean, look at that. I'm rapid on the sticks and on the touchpad, ladies and gentlemen. My old goddamn laptop that looks like it has come out of a Toyota Corolla from 1950 has now given you the bans, as now Melusi is a little bit of an interesting pick and will be taken off the board. Blitz, very common alongside with Blackbeard. So much map control can be established with the two. It's just a meta that Ubisoft need to address. No matter how many times they're going to nerf it, they are going to be those two operators that are merciless when it comes onto a short map like Border. First round was a little bit of an interesting play. I mean, ITQC was finding the picks where it was needed. But when he backed up into the site 2v2, it looks like they just kind of lost the plot. You're just allowing one man to fly into the building, find first and second, and put you into a 1v3 situation, or 1v2 situation, my apologies. That'll become a problem, especially on Border in a BO1. You're in the group stages, so there's not much to lose, but those points are very important regardless of what stage you're in. One man giving himself the depths of security to try to find first blood. Very, very efficient on ring around the rosy between this reinforcement and the head holes that are adjacent to it. No feed holes and no barricade opened out for a run out onto the armory balcony. But that puts him in a bad spot because anybody who flies in towards the armory balcony and plays like a rat is going to get an easy kill. Should've just had a stroke. First blood as Slamka takes care of business, finds the first. A second is 2 bullets away, but is it gonna happen before the aggression from the catwalk is going to occur? A little bit of a difficult situation. Once you hop in, it becomes a problem. But the question is, can you find that next pick? A little bit slow to react, but somehow you're the one to walk out of that gunfight with so much health shredded off, but alive? I mean, question marks and eyebrows raised as Zeno tries to reel it back in, finds a response for his team, but you've already suffered 2 casualties. 1 body is left in the advantage. Kex looks to make that better, but no bueno. A slam is going to continue and slam anybody who walks into his path, as he'll find 1, 2, 3, 4, and can't just find a 5th. As a 1v4, making a 1v3 is going to be the name of the game, but he gets slimmed. You've been given that second chance to find that ace. He's waltzed on in. He is in security, waiting for you to return, but he hasn't been able to capitalize. The clock continues to tick down, and Kex making this clutch oh so viable. The kid is loose, though, so you're going to have to go for direct gunfights. As we are now below the 1-minute mark, it's going to be a game of bullet ballet while they continue to find interesting gunfights. That's been 2 bodies directly thrown right at him, and he still can't find the case. Looking to address the site head on. He has the rotate. He has everything needed except the fact that there is intel all over him. And just to make matters worse, a C4 to complete those big bolded letters ace is going to drop in onto his head. Who is that? Carl LeBron, as he drops it right on his front doorstep. Amazon primed it, and that'll be left at level. Sins find the response. Bathroom is going to be the next site where they look to be victorious. One man by the name of Slamka is currently 6-1 in 2 rounds. Gonna continue to build on that. He's been doing good, but on the SMG-12, when you pry away that beloved gun that is mainly used on console for its recoil, is he gonna be able to have a same or similar reaction when it comes to isolating his gunfights? The UMP, considerably, I don't want to say horrible, but compared to the SMG-12, hits like a marshmallow. Only positive is he now has an ACOG behind it. Sin now finding a little bit of a bracket to be able to give themselves a buffer to reset. But the question is, can they build on the lead that they have just found? Because only 1 man found kills that last round. continue to allow that individual clutch factor, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see a one-sided affair in this first half. Last Sense almost finds first blood, but I didn't know ITQC had it like that at range with the Vector shuts him out, and that's verticality denied. No more soft breachers, except for the pocket breaches from the Ash and the Ace. A minute burned off the clock, and all these attackers have to show for it is some footwork into East, but not with their verticality operator. You have the can openers for the verticality. Molly's there to be able to address walls from the other side, the quad on ventilation. But is it going to happen before you have so many players on your head? Because now you have ITQC on the roam, and now Erpin will seek asylum right back into the site. But as we approach that 90-second mark, they're going to continue and take matters a little bit slower. The presence of Slam Ka is going to continue to be presented as he continues to swing on in, regardless of the gun he'll have in hand. Looking to find first blood on the waiting room. That AK-12 is unforgiving, though. One wrong peek and you are gone, or as the kids like to say it, your ass is grass. That'll be 3v5 as the defenders continue to terrorize on the other side of the map. That's Erpin for 2, but Kex to find a refrag in from waiting room, shutting out Erpin all the way from distance. F2. Gun you don't want to be on the receiving end of, as now they continue to play ring around the rosy. And I mean, again, there's just bullet ballet in and around the map. Molly gets hit out, but if he falls to the smokes, because he can just get shot through it. They prepped it by shooting him. And a C4 is definitely a way to receive some denial. Slam to build on that. It looks like the gun doesn't matter to him as he'll build up on it regardless of the weapon. They'll find themselves in a 1v4, 3, and 2. Bodies thrown yet again, and we've seen this consistently from 7 days as they've managed to walk into the bullets of these attackers consistently. You'd think they were heat-seeking missiles, but now Cade finds himself in a little bit of a tricky spot and a little bit of a whiff from ITQC where it matters is going to leave it in a 1v1. A little bit of an impact. That's going to be the ITQC you know and love, as he'll find 3 this round, shuts out the round, and that'll be Sin for 2. I mean, I thought this game wasn't going to be as competitive, but goddamn, both of these games that have been seen today in the SSL have been absolutely amazing. Both teams are fighting it out. Armani have been gifted so many kills when they are in 1vx's, and somehow they still continue to lose them. But as it stands, they'll head on over to ventilation to try and build up that lead. They've now grabbed the advantage for the first time today, and let's see if they can build on that. Now, there's a bunch of different ways you can play this site. Ideally, you'll bring ventilation. You'll either give yourself a bathroom rotate, or you'll go upstairs and set it up with a castle. Now, this is very traditional, but the fact that they don't have a bandit means it's going to be a little bit harder to be able to keep these walls closed, because even if you throw a jammer on them, it will prove to be very, very difficult with the amount of attacker utility there is. The more you commit upstairs, the more verticality you have, and the more angles you'll have to deny that plant, because if you don't know, this whole site is soft from above. Erpin looks to get aggressive out onto Sandwich here. There's 2 possibilities. He either looks right and takes care of anybody playing on the AC window, or takes care of anybody right below him. But a little bit risky. Talk about risk. Slamcut throwing himself in the lion's cage as he continues to run around. Well, it makes sense the fact that I'm younger than you, but your ass is grass. A minute burned off the clock, and no boots on the ground quite yet, really getting those drones rained on in. Making me eat my words will be Sens to walk on in, and soon to follow will be Habana. But Xeno, in the meantime, gets taken care of. ITQC, another first pick, as he has been absolutely lethal for 7 days Sin. Talk about a rebrand, as it's really working out for them. A little bit of a shaky first round, but this man swings and asks questions later. It's that type of aggression that only you see on console. verticality still being addressed directly as they look to try to find a refrag. Ka, there's no way he walks out of this alive. You have a 4-man pinch on him, and he still continues to terrorize. Oh my god. A 1v5 out of the easiest way to pinch him, and he lags. That is the only reason you found that pick. Sans, the case is now loose. You now have defenders asking questions, and you have no answers for them. A quick bullet to your face is going to shut you up real quick, as now 7 Days Sins are looking to find that lead and run away with it. What a beautiful execute. Oh, if he was to just find that next pick. Jeez Louise, wow. And by the way, mods, do me a favor, let's ban 4. Thank you. What a beautiful execute. He played it beautifully. You have a 4-man pinch on 1 man in East, and he walks out by destroying 3 of you. Definitely that individual clutch factor. I mean, 1 man has 0 kills, but honestly, it's not because he can't hit a shot. It's because Slam has 9. Objective rotation, parameter reset. They'll head right back on to Armory. What are they going to be able to do right here and right now? They lost it the first time. They're currently 1 for 1 on it. They have a 50-50 chance to be able to win it. Let's see if they can tip the scales in their favor. Get that 66 win rate in your favor. Now, 1 more round, and they'll switch on to defense. And I'm talking about Armani here because it's so important that they use these operators to their best of ability, I'd like to say, because you have 1 man going 0-4, the other 1-3, and they're both using operators who support you. Let's hope on defense one of them runs Clash and the other grabs freaking Outlaw and sits in a corner hoping for the best, because it becomes a problem when you can't find gunfights even with your utility. Slam, running crazy, is located on a drone but will run away unintentionally, but will save his life. That'll be the Osa Talon taken care of, damage being taken as well. Makes it a little bit more difficult, but a game of Ring Around the Rosie with bullets, and oh my god, is that Goyle or is it Spider-Man? Randy Orton from the top lines drops off. Quick little headshot to shut him up, and that'll be Osa and Kex to fall next. Dev to find his next pick as well. And I think that's 4 straight rounds where ITQC finds the first frag. Lamka, absolute clinic, because what's new Scooby-Doo? He'll find the next as he continues to terrorize anybody who walks into his crosshairs. A potential to find a double kill at that range, but he will only settle for 2 separate kills. They read him perfectly. Book, he's playing checkers, they're playing chess. A little bit of a whiff, but 2 kills for him this round is going to shut up any form of a whiff, as that'll be the round, and 1 more for Armani as they have that 1 last narrative to try to push, that 1 last comeback, because a 4-2 is very, very different from that 5-1 scoreline. They'll take us right on over to the bathroom teller site. Now, this was a little bit of an interesting scene. I mean, 1v4 to a 1v1 and then outplayed completely. 2 players that are, you know, not even standing. They're flying at this point. One of them has 11 kills, the other one has 8. These guys have 19 kills combined, while the rest of their team has 3. You can't even blame them. They continue to swing everything and win every gunfight. Armani, on the other hand, they have Pseudo to try to find refrags, but it's too late because they'll be losing 2 bodies by the time he finds that refrag. Some things to, you know, keep in your mind, keep into account, but not going to be anything that will help them out because they've had 6 rounds to reflect and we haven't seen anything. wasn't expecting that. I thought they were D-bag. I just didn't expect to get a nice little face cam of French. But all right. The Baguette walks around with 11 kills and looks to build off of that. A minute burned. You'll have 2 players in the building already looking to address that. But now you have 2 players top east with the setup of North Korea looking to find another pick. That'll be yet again the same person for almost every single round in a row to find the first pick. Continues to play with this team, continues to find every pick that walks into his favor, and every single opportunity has been capitalized upon. 4v5, and 90 seconds is going to be on the clock, as now they look to address this. Molly will find a refrag, and they look to continue and ask the questions. Finally, a response from the attackers, but is it too late? You're losing viable time, and you're losing operators. But for now, you've walked out victorious as you found 2 picks. Making me eat my words, Molly will fall to Dev, and now it looks like aggression is right back in the pockets as ITQC looks to continue and find these picks. Wallbang, no bueno as he looks to continue and play ring around the rosy. I mean, look at how much pressure you're putting him in, and he almost TK'd him. He continues to play back and back to fourth into Fountain. I mean, I'm genuinely just sounding like an idiot at this point. I'm stuttering because there's just no way. You guys waited so damn long that Cade could rotate out of sight, walk up out of metal, and shoot you in the back. You sent in the flashes. You allowed his army to come up east. Just swing him. He is not Bolo. 1-5. As Sin have taken the lead and ran away with it. Not even. They've hopped onto a goddamn charter plane and had a blast with it, as they're not looking to find themselves with so many points in their hands. Well, I don't know. Armani's left in the dust. One round shy until that match point will display. Armani, let's hope to God you can defend better than you can attack. It is a defender-sided map, I'll give it to you. But that 5-1 may be too far gone, especially when we're bringing Thunderbird and Doc in the Big 25. I mean, I continue to try to be the nicest I can, but we're bringing Thunderbird in a lead. Hopefully, Molly, I beg you to make me eat my words. I mean, now, ladies and gentlemen, it just literally looks like a reincarnation of the Order. It looks like the rebrand really worked. They're finding every pick. They're isolating every single gunfight. And just, wow. I mean, it genuinely is agitating to see. Not just because one team is soaring, just because the other is not willing to adapt. This is the traditional play, and somehow you'll fall first. Kex with a quick refrag to slow things down. But a 4v4... and you find yourself in a tricky situation. But Kex up for the task, as you'll find the next to put him right back up at even, and he looks to build on it. Security has been established, and that's why you don't go face first, as you'll find the first I2QC. I mean, this guy is genuinely Spider-Man. He did a Randy Orton from the top ropes previously, and now he's looking to fly in the air. But he will reset and build up off of east as they look to pool up an attack onto the office's fountain area, leaving it at level 3v3. 90 seconds left, and they continue to come knocking on the door of these defenders. They're oh so very aggressive, and they are not going to give up anything easily. They have that 5-1 lead, and they're going to prance to continue to build off on that. The only mistake you've managed to force them to make is when they're in a 1vx situation and they can't find bodies. Cole, looking to find one. Perfect recoil control. Recoil control won't win you gunfights. Headshots will. That will take care of another. 2v3. They look to build up, and that's exactly what they'll do. Comb almost with a perfect flick, but a 1v2 situation with Pseudo waiting for a stim with that Kona that's in an obtainable distance. Buddy, just go look for it. You're in a position where they don't know where you are. You're in a perfect position. You have the ability to just swing, isolate the gunfights, but he's going to be playing patient, and that is going to be the eventual factor that will lead to his demise. as now we are on the match point. There's so many things to put on the replay, I can't even. Seven-Day Sin, that big match point display is going to be in their favor. I mean, honestly, so well deserved, as they have just put on a show for us. Not something I was expecting, but they've really learned how to terrorize anybody who walks into their crosshairs. I mean, we even have a player in the chat. I mean, God. Similar to the first cast of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have the bottom frag play on Nook. The last time I saw that happen, the guy came back and found 5 kills. He aced. Hopefully Urban's, you know, looking for that same narrative, but currently his team is taking all the glory. 22 kills between 2 players is an absolutely crazy stat line. Oh my god, my controller. My controller. Kex looking to play on Suicide right now. As he looks to play top E, looks to find the first, but Pseudo's already there and beat him to the task. No Thunderbird this time around. Just missing the hairs of Dokkaebi. He just waltzes up metal, finds one, finds the second. Oh my god. I mean, somebody please take me off the cast, sub me in. Armani, you need me. I'll unretire for you. 2 picks, make it 3. He's put on a show as the game's over. Pseudo, you're on the other side of the map, but your aim is head, shoulders, knees, and toes, as you found nothing but the brick wall, and that's game. There's no way in hell. A member of BTS is dancing on my screen. 26 kills between 2 people. I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. I genuinely didn't think it was going to get worse than the last game. You know what? I mean, I gotta turn into Warden at this point. I mean, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been everything behind the screen for you today. Check out the socials if you guys want to. My Twitter and my Discord DMs are open to everybody who wants to give me feedback on these productions. I am genuinely always so open to that honest feedback. Hope you guys enjoyed all 4 casts. If you were here for all of them, if you're here for SSL or Neurostrike only, that's perfectly fine. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.